Hey there, and welcome to YAS, a stripper podcast. On this podcast, we'll discuss how classifying each other as people and workers is dangerous to society and marginalized groups of people. We'll also talk about the climate in and outside of the strip clubs and all of the amazing things that strippers do. And of course, we'll talk about all of the things in between. I'm your queen, A.M. Davies, and this is YAS, a stripper podcast. All right, this is episode 1 of my new amazing podcast. So, I want to talk a little bit about what's been on my mind lately. And this particular week, I've been thinking a lot about transformation. And I think that might be because my foot-iversary is 2 days away. So on December 18th of 2018, I was hit by a car while driving my motor scooter, and my left foot was crushed between the car's bumper and my motor scooter, and it's on impact amputated half of my foot, all 5 of my toes, and the ball of my foot. Now, at the time, I was dancing full time. I was dancing 3 nights a week. I was teaching regularly. I was traveling, teaching workshops, and I was probably at the peak and height of my career. I had finally figured out as a stripper how to save for retirement and how to save my money, put it aside for taxes. So I was being like a proper, functioning adult in society and really making sure I was looking out for my future. And all of a sudden I lost half my foot, and my life was just completely changed in a matter of seconds. And I've been thinking a lot. I've been reflecting a lot on the last year and where I am now compared to where I was last year, and the transformation that has brought me. Where I am now is completely different. And something that's been ringing through my head is something my uncle said to me really recently, which is a leopard can't change its spots. And I was just looking at him from across the table thinking, yeah, they fucking sure can, when I got to the hospital the next day, I had a psychiatrist come into my room and proceeded to tell me all of the different substances that were in my system and asked me if I was okay. It's not to say that I had a substance abuse problem, but I definitely was operating on a different level. I was partying a lot more. And even though I was in control of my life, I was still kind of floating around without any real strong purpose. And right now I can tell you my purpose is extremely clear and extremely defined. And I feel like because of that transformation, because my foot got crushed, I can't even tell you how grateful I am for that moment and for the transformation that it's led to and the person I am today. And it's only been a year. And, I say all of that to say that even what may seem to be the worst thing that's ever happened to you, the most beautiful things can come out of it, and it all depends on your mind frame and your mindset. And I think that a lot of cliche things that people say, I just want to remind you that that's all fucking bullshit. Money does grow on trees. Leopards can change their spots, and you can lose weight and keep it off forever. So that's just those are just examples, but it's all I can think about is transformation. And so, just words of encouragement. If you've been wanting to transform your life, there's no better time than the present. And fuck January 1st. Do whatever you want on whatever date that you want. And transformation can lead to amazing and beautiful things. So like I said, it all depends on how you look at it. So those are my stripper thoughts for this week. I would like to now move on to a very dear friend of mine and our guest, who I also believe might have experienced some transformation in this beautiful year of 2019. Today with me, I have Danielle Henderson.
Hello.
What's up, queen?
Just chilling here.
Girl, you're going to have to get that big round thing closer to your face. All right. Yes.
Who is it? How's this?
Much better. How are you today? Thank you so much for being here, first of all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And today is amazing. I'm feeling awesome.
Yeah. So what are your quick thoughts on transformation and what maybe your own personal transformation has been this year?
Quick thoughts on transformation. I totally agree with you. You can transform right now. You don't have to wait till tomorrow or, like you said, January 1st. I feel like that's just an excuse for us to put off things. You can just do it today. Do it right now.
Right.
And as far as my own transformations, where do I start? I have learned to become a better listener. I have renewed my relationships with my parents.
Wonderful.
Which was a big deal. I was very honest with them and told them what I do. I told them I dance.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. They did not have a positive reaction, but that's okay because now we have an open and honest relationship.
We're definitely going to circle back to that story in a little bit, but finish your thoughts on transformation.
And also just how I react to things. I'm not hot-headed anymore with things. Like, I don't need to snap right away on people. I can take a second and be like, okay.
Right.
What are their true intentions? Are they good or are they bad?
Right.
It also helps me not care about certain things when people say bad things to me, or I feel like it's all how I take things and how I react to things. I've just kind of changed what's transformed, I feel like, is my view, honestly. My viewpoint of life.
Amazing. You think that came with age, experience?
I won't even say age. Maybe experience, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely experience. The experiences I've been through. I used to be a lot more naive. I still consider myself a little naive, but I look at it as a more positive trait now.
Okay.
And
there's so many new possibilities and things to learn.
There's so many fun things to learn and know about.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because I can look back and I see how much I've come and how much I've grown.
Yes.
And I mean, we've been friends for a while.
Yes.
You've definitely seen me grow.
Yes.
Seen
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that's me, my transformation.
You just there's so many cans of worms in my brain right now with so many things that you just said. So, so I don't want to forget anything. One, we need to talk about what it was like coming out to your parents, because that is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then two, want to talk about, you said when people say things to me, I don't take it as personally anymore or something along those lines. So I definitely want to talk about your experiences and where you experience that the most, where people basically talk shit to you, and how you've learned to handle those things to help me keep track of these things.
Yes.
And then damn it, I already lost the third one, but don't worry. We have so much to talk about. So much. So tell me the story about, well, first of all, let's make it very clear. Danielle is a stripper here in Los Angeles, right? Now, do you identify as a stripper where you work? And do you feel comfortable talking about where you work?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I work at Jumbo's Clown Room.
Okay.
I definitely classify myself as a stripper.
Hell
I
yeah.
know not everyone does, but I have no qualms with the title.
Right. And so for anybody who doesn't know Jumbo's Clown Room, the reason why that's sort of a gray area, whether or not dancers at Jumbo's are considered strippers or not, is because it's a bikini club. So there's full alcohol, and there's different laws in Los Angeles about, zoning laws, basically. And so in Hollywood, if you have a full bar, you have to have your nipples and your pink bits, I like to say, covered.
Or purple.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
And so at Jumbo's Clown Room, they're bikini, but, we do strip things off like a shirt or a dress, and we're still pole dancing, and we're dancing very provocatively. A lot of us are twerking. When I used to work at Jumbo's Clown Room, I used to pussy flick. It can still be very sexually suggestive. However, we're not hustling lap dances, and we're not literally getting naked. So that's why it's a bit of a gray area. But
yeah.
I classified myself as a stripper as well.
I do too. It's definitely not a go-go bar. We're not literally just...
Yeah. But I think that the reason why some dancers do classify themselves, and you tell me your thoughts on this after I say it, is because they maybe feel ashamed and don't want to be in the class as strippers are. What do you think about that?
I definitely would agree with that. I definitely have worked with girls, especially at other clubs too. I've worked with girls who are like, I'm not a stripper and I'm an exotic dancer.
Oh God, don't even get me started on that.
I'm an actual dancer.
I'm an entertainer. How about that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just everything. And I'm just like, I don't care what you call yourself. We're both still about to go on stage and take our tops off. So
right.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So back to, you classify yourself as stripper at Jumbo's. So coming out to your parents, tell us everything.
So I was doing a forum at Landmark actually, and a part of it was, doing that, like not holding back and mending these relationships.
Sure. So for our listeners that don't know, can you tell them just a brief synopsis of what Landmark, what that is to you?
Landmark to me is like a intensive 3-day workshop where you transform yourself, and it gives you just like a whole different perspective of looking at the world and what it is possible that you can do.
Right.
So
Great.
That's definitely what I got from it. Was like, oh wow, like I just looked at everything. It just turned me on my head. I like feel like I walked into a different dimension where I was like, whoa, this is the world.
Yeah.
It's like waking up from like the Matrix or something. I don't know. But so I did that, and I did not want to have this conversation with my parents. And I was talking to my seminar leader, Pat, and he was just like, all right, when you go do it right now. Go on your break. Go talk to your mom. Like, go call her. And I was just like, just dreading it. And I was like,
chills. Okay.
So I was just like, okay. I was like, Mom, I would like to be open and honest with you. I know that I've lied in the past, but I'm ready to have an open and honest relationship with you. And I want you to hold me accountable for that. And I want to let you know this whole time I've been dancing.
Right.
I'm safe. I'm having a good time. I'm making money. I'm not doing anything illegal. And I just want to be honest with you. And she, like, actually, I expected her to freak out.
Okay.
Because normally my parents would like lose their shit, because they did find out that I danced a long time ago and I lied and said I quit.
Okay.
Because man, they flew out my grandparents.
Oh shit. They tried to have an intervention?
Oh yes, honey.
A stripper intervention?
They had a stripper intervention. I like totally avoided the phone calls. It was like end call. Like it was bad. I was like, I don't want to face my grandparents. And
wow.
My mom's like, you just need to talk to somebody. Like, she thought I needed to get saved or something.
Dang.
So I lied. And then finally I told her, and I'm pretty sure they knew this whole time. I'm a terrible liar.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure they knew this whole time. And then finally I was like, hey Mom, I'm doing this.
Sure.
And I felt so much, I felt grown in that moment.
Okay.
'Cause I'm like, it's kind of like childish of me to sit there and like,
100%.
parents are people too.
Yeah.
They're just people.
You're an adult now.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want with your body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I woke up from the Matrix. I was like,
Yes,
Mom,
queen.
this is what I do. I love you. I care about you. You don't have to agree with it, but I'm doing it.
And she was like, that's chill.
Yeah, she was just like, okay, love you, be safe. And I was like,
that's it?
Whoa, that's it. That
all
was
right.
all I got back in the text message. And I was literally like,
she texted you?
I called her. I did call her,
Okay.
and then I texted her, and then just like go over it again.
Okay.
And
just like, in case you didn't hear me right.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm a stripper. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because on the phone, she didn't really have much to say.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and then I texted her, and she was like, okay, love you.
Okay, so it's almost like maybe a slight avoidance, maybe?
Yeah, just a little bit, but
maybe
I'm happy.
shocked?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I mean, even now, because my boyfriend's kind of this way too, where it's like out of sight, out of mind. It's like, I don't really want to listen to all the details about it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but you're grown. Do you take care of yourself? And that's the kind of background my mom was coming from.
Yeah, I mean, that's so interesting that he said that. Like, I don't really want to know all the details of it. It's like, well, I really don't want to know all the details of your stupid job all day either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, even Steven, you know?
Exactly.
I love that, though. It's like, I don't want to know the details. Like, what makes you think I want you to give me a play-by-play of your entire day also?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What girl you had to flirt with for whatever reason. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it goes both ways.
It does.
I call,
it does.